keep on looking at your hands, keep on commanding, and don't lose the focus. Just keep on doing it. And you guys, suddenly it worked. Like everything just lit up and was like clear as a day. And I was just so excited that I had finally done it. Hey, my name is Lova. I have been using the ADA method since August, and I got my first success doing it controlled 2 months after, so in October. I started having naturally OBEs a year ago, and I think I had about 7 experiences before I started the method, and about 15 as it is now. So I want to tell you about a OBE experience I had about a month ago, where I met my spirit guide. And I also accessed stuff from my soul records. And this has been the longest experience I've had so far, also with the things I've been able to target. I wanted to try and do the OBE on the full moon because I know that that can enhance the energies to do so. And I come out actually best when I am lying on my side. I have done it once on my back, but it's just I relax better when I'm on my side. So that's what I always just do. So I came out 2 times that night, but the first time I wasn't able to leave completely, and I got back into my body very quickly. And I just decided to keep on going. I was able to just sit up in my bed, and I touched my face just to make sure that I was actually in my soul body, because it felt so physical and I could feel, the energy structure of my soul. So I knew that, okay, that was my cue to go. So I went out of my bedroom into my kitchen. I went to my stove because I had put the same paper as I had seen those symbols the last time I was out. I had seen symbols on this paper where I had read a number, and I had spoken to Darius in the last workshop about it, and he had said that that was something from my soul records, also the kids that I've seen after, and that I should try to target that again and set the intention. So I had put that paper to look at again once more. So I got to my stove, and I could feel that I was like in that kind of drunk sensation where I was maybe not 100% or how do you say 100% conscious, or maybe was the magnetic pull from my body, because I have a very small house, so no matter where I am kind of in my house, I will be kind of close to my body. So I just, wanted to say out loud that I commanded my space, but nothing came out of my mouth. And I've tried that before when I was out of my body, that I couldn't really say stuff out loud. But then I just remembered that Darius had, told us about being the ultimate authority and just standing in that which you are, commanding. So I did that with like my full authority, commanding. I just kept on doing it, and it worked. Like suddenly it came out, like I could speak out loud, and I just, commanded my space. I commanded to be fully conscious, and I remembered him saying that you gotta keep looking at your hands. Don't do anything until you got this. Keep on looking at your hands, keep on commanding, and don't lose the focus. Just keep on doing it. And you guys, suddenly it worked. Like everything just lit up and was like clear as a day. And I was just so excited that I had finally done it, because I've actually been struggling a bit with that part. So I was just very happy at that point. And I was, I was standing in my garden, and I went into the kitchen to grab, that piece of paper on the stove. But there was no paper, but there was a couple of pictures and a small, tiny envelope. And I grabbed it and walked out into my garden. And then I just sat down in the grass, which, by the way, everything was so vibrant. Like the green was like greener than I've ever seen it. Nothing like how my garden looks right now, because it's winter here. And yeah, so anyways, I sat down and I looked at the pictures. There were two pictures, and I don't remember what was on the one of them, because I was focusing a lot on the one with this baby. There was a baby on the picture, and the baby had some kind of, I feel like it has some green bodysuit on it, and it was like the picture was alive, like this baby was looking at me. And I just felt so emotional looking at this picture. And I remember saying, "Is this me?" And I started crying. And I can't say why I got that way, but I was just very emotional about it. And then I wanted to look at the envelope, which was like this tiny little envelope in the way that I used to do it when I was a little kid. I used to do these tiny envelopes and put a little letter in it for a friend or whatever. That was how it looked. So I opened it, and the only thing I really got to read or see was the name Julie. And then I was back in my body. Yeah. So by that time, I just wanted to try again. I felt like I wasn't finished. So I just, lay down, and then I came out shortly after again. And when I got out, I knew that I just wanted to go straight into my garden. So I just, flew through the wall out into my garden. It looked exactly the same as it did before, when I was out. And I flew to my main door to grab some stuff on the stove because I felt like I wanted to look more into what I had just seen when I was out before. And I grabbed some more stuff. It wasn't the same exactly, but it was like a bunch of pictures and a little small makeup bag. So I grabbed that, walked outside, and I felt that I needed to, command my space again because I was feeling a little, wobbly. And I just looked at my hands, I commanded, and bam, it just came immediately this time. And so I laid down on the grass and just to look at the stuff that I had just picked up at my stove. And first I was just looking at the pictures, which was just pictures from my life. Every picture that I looked at was some memory from my life, not pictures that I have like here now, but it was like pictures that was from memories that I had. Yeah, and it was the same as before. It was was so vibrant in the colors, these pictures, and they were moving a bit, like a little small video ish in the picture, and they were just so vibrant. So when I had just looked a little bit at those pictures, and I can't remember what was in those pictures. I just remember recognizing, oh, these are my memories. I put down the pictures because I wanted to look in the little bag that I have found on my stove. And I emptied it, and it had like makeup from when I was a very young teenager. I recognized, even the smell, because back then it had this like very distinguished perfumed smell. And I recognized that immediately, and I looked at it, and it was like old used makeup. And I was like putting it, beside each other and just really looking at it, really trying to gather all the information I could about that. And that was that. So at that point, I was like looking out into my garden, and I said out loud, okay, so is there more? And all of a sudden, a rope appears in my garden behind my bike. And I was like, that wasn't there before. And I went over to it, and it went all the way, there was a small hole in the ground. And it just kept going down, 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 deep into the ground, this rope. And I could see that it had something on the bottom, like a bucket with stuff in it. So I just, decided to pull that up because I thought, well, that must be for me. So I just got it up with the rope, and yeah, it was a bucket with more stuff. And I just immediately knew that was my stuff. And I picked it up to look at it. And as soon as I had done that, I look up, and right to my left in front of me is a woman, a tall, very beautiful woman with very blonde, very long hair. And I was just like, surprised because I wasn't expecting that. So I was just like, oh, hey, who are you? And she said, I'm your spirit guide. And I said, are you? And then I just started to cry, and I hugged her. And then I just asked her, what's your name? And she said, Sine. And I thought she said Sine. It's spelled differently because that's the version of Sine that I know. But then she knew that I was thinking that. And then she said, no, Sine with two N's. So Sinne. And I was just like, oh, okay. And we just, turned around to walk with each other. And I mean, I guess a couple of seconds later, I was, back in my body. So. But yeah, that was my experience. And I mean, I have been wanting to meet my spirit guides for a long time now. I have had met other entities when I have been out, spirit friends, and but I really wanted to like meet a spirit guide. So I was just so happy when I woke up, because now I had a name and I knew how she looked, and yeah, so that was like a big moment for me. And I do remember Darius saying that there's a big possibility that you can meet them when you set the intention to go access your soul records. So yeah, and also like she just had like the most warmth and loving nature, like, and I guess that was also why I just started to cry, because I just felt home and safe, like just such a relief, that I could just let go. Yeah, so I'm really excited to meet her again, to see what else we're gonna do, what she's gonna show me about myself, and what she can show me about the other side. Because yeah, this is something that I've been wanting to do for some time now. So I'm just so excited about it. And yeah, it's definitely like a milestone for me to have done this. So I have Darius to really thank for giving me the tools to getting to this point in my OBEs. I couldn't have done that without those guidelines. So yeah, thank you, Darius. And I actually just wanna say here to the last, that the day after when I woke up, I Googled the name Sine, because I've never heard that name in that version before. And it appeared that it was actually an old Viking Danish name, and I'm from Denmark myself, so I was kind of stunned about that it was an old Danish Viking name, and it means spirit. So yeah, that was just also a confirmation I guess in some way. Yeah, I just wanted to put that in as well. But yeah, that was what I wanted to share with you guys. So thank you for listening. Bye.